patrol craft. So this is like what you would see as the Slave One ship. So you were all caught in prison in there, except for Krendar, who was a deactivated droid over on a junk pile. So after kind of like listening to the guards for a little bit and conversing with one another, barely getting to know each other, there was a combat that started outside of the ship. So they came across somebody that didn't like the crew of the ship for one reason or another, started blasting at them. This gave an awesome opportunity for you guys to try to break out. So it was Maggie's character that jumped up and convinced the guy to open Mathis's cell. Mathis kind of got crunched underneath him, and then combat just kind of ensued with, activated droids to start trying to assist, and a Wookiee ripping the arms off of a guy and just kind of like happy with himself with blood spraying everywhere. That all led to a bunch of issues with the ship, and instead of taking over the ship completely, let the pilot, who seems to be good at what he's doing, let him finish up, and we'll just kind of like run around and keep the ship functioning. Eventually, we were able to overcome the opponent, who is unidentified as of right now to you guys, kill the pilot, and take over the ship completely, and just kind of jump out of that combat because it was devastating at the moment. Jump out of that combat to a safe zone. That safe spot for you ended up being, where are you? Safe spot for you ended up being the planet of Bunta and the city of Turga. Now, in landing the ship, the person that eventually took over flying it, because he's the most adept, happens to be the B1 battle droid 420. So.
False. I mean, it's what happened, but I feel like you chose the wrong wording.
I flew that craft masterfully.
Yeah.
You flew that craft. End of sentence.
Flew the craft. And in coming to the planets, Bunta, and coming to the city of Turga, tries to decide what is the best location to land. And so, what kind of calculated out in his mind was to land at a militant-looking place, and that happened to be the exact landing pad for Vashag the Hutt. Vashag the Hutt being the ruler in this area right now. So you were met by a bunch of people, guns out, ready to attack. When you finally got the comm links working, they were about to destroy you. And what was that, Mathis?
I didn't say anything. It was Jesse.
Okay.
I was just remarking on the fact that our Hutt's name is Shag, and I just want to make someone out there needs to create a Shaft theme song with Shag. Just talking about Shag. You bad mother, shut your mouth. Just make it. Make it up.
Also,
Ooh, is that
we need
hot?
a counter for how many times 420 gets shut down.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say hi, but you're right.
And
Oh,
how
yeah.
many
Counter.
times Bilbo gets high. Okay.
I'm a high robot. Why doesn't that exist in Star Wars yet?
I'll try your spice.
Yeah. I'm sure if there was a group that was going to make that happen, it's going to be this group. So the doors open up to stop you from getting blasted from within the ship. The doors open up, and still lying there on the ground, all lethargic from his spice, you have the Wookiee lying there, just kind of like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And then everybody kind of comes pouring in. There was a moment of tension where they 420 may have blasted at them, and you guys kind of stopped. You try to debate with them for a little bit to convince them. The attempt to convince them was a failure. So you got arrested and put into a cell for a little while. The droid was deactivated by Mathis's character, and after being deactivated for a little bit and staying in the cell, you were released because they needed the cell for somebody else, and you were seen to not really be that much of a danger. As one of those kind of a little bit up in the air at the moment, but you're grounded to the city for now to see kind of what's going on. Immediately after leaving that, you just went to a bar, just like, okay, let's try to collect our thoughts and see what's going on. Hanging out in that cantina, you came across we'll call him the sergeant of that landing pad, the one that was dealing with you beforehand. There was a nice conversation between Nareem and him for a long while. He got a little tipsy and a little creepy, and you decided to meet up with him the next day instead of continuing this conversation tonight. The hope that she was trying to do was to convince Vashag to kind of just let us go. We're innocent. Just let us go. It's all good. So we picked up with her walking away. We're picking up with her walking away from that conversation with the sergeant for Vashag, and going back to the group who are watching this whole thing with, I think, a lot of amusement, especially with the Wookiee, a lot of amusement. So
How dare they? How dare they?
So I'll throw it to you, Maggie, walking back to your group over in the cantina.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk back over and I'm just going to sit down and like she's exhausted from that conversation and she kind of just like sits down and she is gonna to like push the blue milk away because she's kind of drank way too much blue milk at this point.
Is there such a thing, really?
Put her head down on her arms for like a moment.
Warbo just puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like,
I'm probably tinkering or messing with 420's like arm or something like nonchalantly, more just like inspecting him. And I'll look over, like, so how did the conversation go?
And I'm like, don't touch that.
Oh, sorry.
She sighs. She like puts her arms up and she sighs. I'm trying to figure out how I want to like explain this. Well, it looks like he's going to try to help us out. But I might have to go out on a date with him, I think that's what just happened.
Fitz like goes like a little red, and he's like, is that a normal proposition?
I don't know, but he wanted me to go out with him tonight, alone, in the dark, and that didn't seem like a good idea. Plus, I think he might be drunk.
So when's the date?
Apparently in the morning tomorrow, and he's going to speak with, what's the lady's name again?
Vishag.
Vishag, yep.
Yeah, Vishag in the morning, in the evening, and hopefully they'll let us go. Slight problem. We might not have a ship.
Fitz is like, he kind of stops messing with 420 a little bit, and he's like, he looks around, he's like, well, I mean, if we're stuck here, this is kind of it's similar to the place I've lived before, so I'm sure I can make something work.
Wait, you think we're going to stay here? I don't think I can stay here. That's not going to happen.
If we don't have a ship.
I'm gonna like look at Warbo and be like,
Warbo is facepalming the hardest a Wookiee has ever facepalmed in the history. He's like,
I kind of like dart my eyes between the two of you, and I'm like, I mean, if you have a plan, good luck on your date tomorrow, then. And Fitz will get up, and he'll be like, maybe we should find a hotel.
that sounds like a good idea. And also,
hold on. Warbo in Wookiee goes, which you seem to understand as, where the fuck are we gonna find a hotel? We're on a we're prisoners on a hut world. Where are we gonna go to a hotel?
I look at you confused. I'm like, is he upset?
Damn
I
you.
think it's just more so wondering how we're going to get a hotel.
I mean, there's got to be something.
I guess I don't really know this area that well, right?
No.
I don't think any of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, we could fight our way out.
I don't think that is the right path. Also, I think that might be the reason why we're here in the first place. Thanks.
I like waggle my finger at you. Yeah, no, I'm with her.
Well,
if push, I like shrug. I'm like, if push comes to shove, we can fight our way out. But well, you can fight your way out. I'm telling you, people need things fixed anywhere in the galaxy. I could do something here. I could make maybe a little hut, and I could fix things on the cheap, make a little bit of money to feed myself. I've done it before. I could do it again.
You're not cruising for a bruising, man. That's fine. You do what you do. You're gonna end up dead. You're gonna end up dead. You're gonna end up in a metal bikini for some hut, dancing around. Like I was here to fix things, but this is okay, I guess. Not me.
Shave the Wookiee. No. So it seems like everybody is kind of like, what should we do? We don't know what to do. And it's like as time goes on and whether we have
I was going to propose maybe I can help with
Yeah.
looking for a place to stay.
Yeah. So you decide like maybe we shouldn't decide exactly how we're going to get ourselves out of here tonight. Maybe we should just kind of sleep on it, absorb the situation, and kind of reapproach it in the morning, sort of a thing. So Nareem is able to go up and ask the somebody that works here where it is, maybe the one that's intimidated by her friend, where it is that she can find a place to spend the night. So she goes over, asks very quickly, and he's able to point you to an area. You guys going to that area, you can see that, I mean, all of this city is not exactly a happy, safe, fun place. But this in particular happens to be like, ooh, should I even sleep? I might get murdered in my sleep. But it is a place that has vacancies, enough vacancies for the three of you, since, droids aren't people. And
Wrong.
Oh my goodness.
so there's enough vacancies for the three of you to get your rooms, and B1, I imagine, would spend the night in Mathis's room because, he's a little,
Yeah.
the droid party. I can feel social. So you arrange it pretty quickly. You're able to get it for, probably paying more credits than you would want to for a room of this quality, than any of you would want to for a room of this quality. But after you finally are able to get into the room and rest your head on what
Who's
we're
paying for this though? Not me. Someone better fork over the cash. It's coming out of your credits, not mine.
How much credits?
Yeah,
does
what is it
everyone
gonna
have?
what's it gonna cost us for the night
Yeah.
here?
I guess
just
so.
5 credits each, so 15 total.
Okay.
I don't even have 15 credits to my
pay
name.
for it.
So
Yeah, you can pay for it.
no, actually I do have 15 credits to my name. Fine, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. That's
We're not
fine.
gonna make the B1 battle droid pay, like, don't worry.
What about, I'd be more if he pulls out money, I'd be like, wait a minute, where'd you get money?
Yeah, I
This
don't
is a
got money.
He's the wealthiest of all of you. So
Money?
No, I think he's
Oh,
wealthy.
Scott, roll Destiny.
no, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about that. We were going
Oh,
to do that
all right.
overnight leading into the morning. So
All right.
you guys make your ways to your room and rest your heads on what we're going to call pillows and are able to sleep for the night. It's not the easiest of sleep. You all kind of went through a fairly rough situation. Maybe the person that's able to pass out the easiest is the Wookiee, having already come down from 2 highs today. So he's exhausted. He's just like drool pouring. So,
I'll probably have like I'll ask 420 to keep guard of the room, and if there's any forced entries, to do what he does best.
I'll say
does that
that.
feed a cat or?
When you tell him this, and Nareem kind of looks at you, and she's like, "Do you think that's the best idea?"
Let me tell you something about towns like this. Dead people in hotels is not uncommon.
I look at the room, and I'm like, "You know what? You're probably right."
So why don't you guys actually roll for your destiny? So on your character sheets, everybody gets to roll that white D12 and see how our pool adds up. All right, Fitz. All right. Nareem?
Nareem's just she's just
That's
rolling
not-
challenge dice.
Did it go?
Nareem's just having that was for Nareem's dream that night, and it was just horrible. It was
It's
just,
a horrible nightmare.
it was a horrible nightmare, very foreboding.
Did I roll the wrong thing?
Yeah, you can just hit the roll destiny button. There you go. Yep.
And just waiting for 420.
Hey, oh God, I'm out of the hut. There we go.
Hit the wrong button.
Right now, I'm kind of liking how this is working out. It's pretty.
It's evened out.
Destiny.
Of
There you go.
course.
Of
Alright.
course. Oh,
Wow,
damn
This
it.
is great.
The dark side is strong in this session.
Yes, it is. Awesome.
Oh, no.
All right. So, you guys, as I said, you spend the night. It's not a very easy night. You get less sleep than you wish you could have. Part of it being the noises, blaster fire, shouts and screams, things breaking out in the streets that wake you up in the middle of the night. Not all of you accustomed to that kind of stuff.
I sleep very well.
Part of it being that maybe your nightmares aren't as pleasant. Your dreams aren't as pleasant as you're hoping for, coming out as nightmares. The one that I know that at least sleeps throughout the night is the Wookiee. He just sleeps from point A to point B, doesn't get up at all. The others maybe a little bit paranoid. But for 420, do you say stay inside one of the rooms? Do you want to like pace the hallway? Do you go downstairs and order a bunch of drinks and have a great night gambling? Like those 420s.
You know,
I think I'd enjoy pacing the hallway.
Yeah, I bet you do enjoy that. I bet it feels,
Enjoy facing the hallway. A lot of back and forth, a lot of up and down. It's fun.
feels natural. So
Yeah.
So 420 does pace the hallway. At certain points in time, various species will kind of come up to the hallway and make their way to you. Do you like approach them at all, or do you just kind of like leave them be? These are people coming up the stairs and going to their own rooms.
No, I don't see any danger in them, so I just keep going back and forth.
Most of them kind of like poke fun at you. What is that thing? It looks pathetic. You know what I mean? One of the younger ones, like a little youngling alien,
Hey,
like throw a rock
younglings.
at you, like ting.
If they threw a rock at me, then I would have to turn around and aim at them.
Okay, so like I said, it is a youngling. We'll say it's a young Twi'lek. It goes and throws a rock at you. So you, tink, and you just kind of like whip around.
Yeah, I whip around and I'm like, ah!
Is that the noise?
Wait, are you going to shoot at the small child?
No, I'm just aiming at them.
Good.
Oh my god.
he's assessing the danger.
Yeah, I'm assessing danger. They've thrown a rock at me. I turn around, I aim at them.
Gungan threw lots of rocks in his day.
Mhm.
So the Twi'lek that's on the ground there, at first it's kind of jumps with like fright, jumps with surprise, and then just kind of like being like too cool for school, because that's a thing. The Twi'lek kind of is like, no, I bet you could have even hit me from there.
Scott's doing this on purpose. Look at his face.
Scott's
Look at
just getting a
Scott's
feel.
face right now.
It was very tempting.
Droids feel no temptation.
I need to learn Krendor and I need to learn 420. So
So, yeah, does he like stare me down, or does he start walking away?
it's a young female Twi'lek. So I mean, it's small, they're short, and it's just kind of standing there like, if we had to put it to visualize, it would be what would be like a 9 or 10-year-old human child.
Okay.
That's like blue and has weird hair thingies.
Yeah, the big.
I'm like,
the one
be
big one.
wary of where you throw rocks, young child.
I don't know what that means, but you look funny. And with that, it kind of will like turn and walk off. So the rest of the night goes more or less without incidents. And in the morning, you guys wake up. So does anybody have any epiphanies overnight before you kind of like reconverge? Does anybody have any epiphanies of a different way to approach? Or you just kind of like ride this day out and see how it plays?
Someone's got a date to go on, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Oh my god, no. Warbo is gonna snoop on the date. He's
Oh man, he's like the crazy ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. He's there to protect you from that man's hands.
It's creepy old man hands.
Yeah, I'm there to protect you from his crazy hands.
So the next day, you guys are able to, whether if you meet up again or not meet up again, it's just Nareem is accepting her fate, and she's going to go on this date with this guy to.
I can't believe this is a thing you decided to do. All right.
We can kill him and take his ship.
What other option do we have?
Kill him and take his ship.
We don't even know he has a ship.
You gotta have a ship.
Everybody's got a ship.
He has like a little moped bike. That's his ship.
That doesn't even fit too fully.
Yeah,
That may be a
fits like
cover up
person
for his
and a
ship he's
half.
got at home.
Yeah. We won't know till we kill him.
Yeah.
And then look for a ship that says "creepy dude ship" on it.
All right. We'll have you ask on the date. Be like, hey, you have a ship? And then if he says yes, then we know
So
what to do.
I'm eating breakfast, and these two are giving me their ideas about what I should do on my date. And like Warbo's telling me, oh, you figure out if he has a ship, and then 420 is like, yeah, we could kill him, and this conversation's happening. I don't know if Fitz is.
Oh, Fitz heads down in his food. He's like not paying attention. Like he maybe is, but he's not getting involved in the conversation.
So you say head down in his food. Are we talking like prisoner style, like scarfing with
Yep,
arm?
like very much like don't talk to me position.
Okay. I was gonna say, or
Okay.
like awkward school kid style, which is just kind of like.
It's
forking
probably
them
more
around.
awkward school kid, but like
Yeah,
you know.
Okay.
Well, then if you're just not paying attention, if you're just doing that,
I'm
then
just
you're
ignoring
going
you.
to like, are you? Where are we sitting in proportion to each other? I guess is more.
It's
gonna,
kind of a rectangular table, so two side by side, unless you like fan
She's gonna
out.
nudge you, and she's gonna be like, "Are you hearing this? Do you really think this is a good idea? I don't think killing anyone is a good idea."
I like the mouthful of food. I look up. I look at the Wookiee. I look at the droid. I shrugs, and then he goes back to eating.
And I look at both of you. I look at Morbo and 420, and I look at both of you in the eyes, and I'm like, no, don't even think about it.
Why not?
You know what I could do today, while you're on your date,
I've killed plenty of people.
is I could update 420 systems. Give him that missing 30 some odd year history gap, and let him and update him to current day.
Now, see, that is a good idea.
That way, he
But
doesn't.
that won't get us out of here.
If she fails on her date, then we kill him.
All right.
It comes kind of like awkward out of the character's mouth, and then we kill him.
Yeah. Correct.
Awesome. Sorry, Maggie. Go
And
ahead.
hopefully, it does not end up that way.
Well, if you're as good with your words as you were last night, shouldn't.
She's gonna give you like a glare.
He like immediately goes back to like sees you look at him and he goes back down to eating his food.
Okay. So, Maggie is going to go and meets this gentleman. We're going to call him that gentleman, where it was that you guys had discussed to have him like either pick you up or me or whatever it was beforehand. You didn't give him your address. Come on, you're savvy. So, dating savvy. So you go to meet up with him. But one thing I just want to point out before you go meet up with him is when the dice are rolled, when you're rolling against the difficulty dice, if you do see any threats that happen to pop up, which are the fun little cog looking ones, you don't necessarily have to take a narrative negative thing that happens to you, which is how we were interpreting almost all of them during the last session. You could take them as strain against your character instead, or other types of setbacks. They don't have to just be narrative things that we chose to do. So whether it be, oh, the console is now not functioning, or, oh, now this guy's interpreting you're being kind of kind with him as being flirty with him. It doesn't all have to play out like that, okay? So if you wish to take it as a non-narrative way, just kind of like, I'm kind of afraid of what you're going to do because you're kind of a douche, Derek. I'm going to take this as strain instead. Yeah, I can handle that. And then you guys know the various ways you can pick up strain back on your character sheets, or if not, we'll learn as we go. So as you go to meet up with the gentleman, you go to meet up in the preset area. He actually, we're going to say he cleaned himself up a bit, but you got to think of like a cowboy, you know, in the Old West. Like when I say cleaned himself up a bit, it's like he slicked his hair and maybe his boots are cleaner. But how clean can his clothes really be in a dirty world like this? I mean, the guy is he's still kind of scruffy. He's still kind of scruffy, you know. He still looks like he's killed way too many people to discuss. I mean, he is a sergeant effectively for Shag the Hutt. So you walk up to him, and as you're walking up to him, he actually seems happy with the situation. Like he's got a somewhat of a smile on his face. So as you go walking up to him, he says, "Good, you can make it."
Same to you. I wasn't quite sure if you would remember. You seemed a little tipsy.
Oh, no, that was fine. I actually went out and had more drinks with other friends after that. So it's you know, I can handle my my wine and liquor.
He was drinking wine.
I mean, for many years, I lived on a shithole of a ship, and we had to ferment stuff within the engine itself. And you haven't had, yeah, I can handle it. Don't you worry about that. So you wanted to look around and see the city and see what it is that the city has. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I might be stuck here, so perhaps knowing a little bit about it might be a good idea.
He's like, yeah, well, I figure I could bring you to the spots where you can see the best places. And so that he kind of like turns and gestures to a speeder that looks like it can barely hold 2 people, more like 1.5. And he's like, oh, this is he's like, want to hop on my ship? and gestures for you to get on.
I guess I try to finagle my way on.
So again, you hop onto the speeder, which the 2 of you can fit. You're a Bothan, so you're half a person anyways, and so you hop onto the ship and you make your way around the city. So he kind of drives you out to areas where you're outside of the city itself and kind of up on like a rock area, and you're looking down and you can see the city and all of its refuse. And as the sun comes up, it really shows through that smog in a beautiful way, and that wildlife that's non-existent. Well, at least it allows for a relatively quiet place of rest. The only thing is the winds that blow by that are kind of stinging because of the quality of air is not very pleasant to breathe, and so they're gonna hit you all at once. It's like, ooh, this isn't good for my fur. It's gonna take.
Can I like
weeks,
pull up my like dress
cushioning.
a little or something and like try to cover up my face more?
Mm-hmm. So he brings you around for a little while, trying to show this thing, trying to show the whole place to you. But the whole time he's actually genuinely trying to be charming. He's actually genuinely trying to be nice. It's just that this is not a skill that's very well practiced for him. He kind of comes off as like rough around the edges, and a lot of the stories he tells tends to be not very date appropriate. Like maybe you'll point to something like, oh, that reminds me of this person I knew. They were young, and mention a race. He's like, oh, I know that race. I actually one time had to kill a whole group of them because they wouldn't pay back. I mean, I just don't understand. They literally had the credits on the table. Why didn't they just give me the credits on the table? So we killed the whole room. We took the credits anyways. It was a double win for us. Like, these are the kind of stories that he tells you as he's spending his time with you. But
So
at the same time, you
romantic.
are in fact trying to win him over. So win him over for the benefits of him assisting you with. So would you like to roll for me another charm check to?
Sure. And actually, I mean, if he's genuinely, and I can tell that he's genuinely like talking about things and showing me the town and stuff like that, I'm taking that all in, and I'm actually like, she is very curious. I mean, she's read a lot of stuff and she's heard things, but she's never actually seen this. So she's very curious about the area. So she's taking it all in and asking questions as he's explaining things, and maybe even asking more questions than someone would normally, because she doesn't really know a lot of stuff. And she is genuinely interested in continuing conversation, and she can tell he's really trying. During the parts wherever he talks about like killing people and stuff like that, she can be like, she's taken a little bit aback by it, but she can tell like he's just trying to entertain her, and yeah. So I guess sure.
So before you even roll for that, actually, Maggie, what I'm going to say is it's just the nature of your character. Your character, with her backstory, she legitimately enjoys these kind of things, learning these kind of stories, these adventures, as it were. So you're not just giving him lip service, and he can tell that you're being genuine. So for the fact that you're being very genuine with your interest in everything that he's saying, I'm going to give you a boost die for that. But then even one step beyond that, because you're being extremely inquisitive and asking maybe too many questions and squeamish about the violence, but asking a ton of questions and being very engaging, I'm going to give you a second boost die for that one as well, because he sees you as being very interactive. However, what you're going to roll against is going to be 2 purples and a yellow, as opposed to last time, which I said was 3 purples. That was just because I
red. He means a red.
You mean red, right?
my apologies. Yeah, 2 purples and a red,
So
and
the
I actually
yellow's
gonna. Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to put that into my die pool for you, so you don't have to worry about it. I set it for you.
Oh, so I can subtract those.
You subtract them off yours. You add your 2 boost die if you'd like.
And then I get bonuses for that. Which am I doing? Charm then? Is what
You
said?
are doing charm, and if you have any talents or anything like that you'd like to use.
Yes. So for those of you who are watching, last time I just totally forgot about my talents. Totally my bad. So I was telling, Scott, I was like, don't worry about it. It was my fault for not realizing that I had talents.
We knew you were talented, Maggie. We knew you were talented.
I don't have any talent either, no. So if we're doing charm, I guess I have nobody's full, so I can upgrade difficulty of incoming charm.
Mhm.
checks. So that doesn't count, right? Because that's incoming.
Yeah, that one doesn't. It's going to assist now.
Charm, coercion, and deceit checks once per ring. Or do I get an upgrade when I'm doing this?
Well, you are charming. The check is if your charm works, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find your class really quickly.
66.
Yeah, it just says may upgrade difficulty of incoming charm, coercion, or deceit checks once per ring.
Yeah. So you would downgrade their roll.
Okay, so then you downgrade your roll.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yep, that's exactly the case. So you're down because it is a contested roll. So you're downgrading that red into a purple. So it's going to be 3 purple, just like last time. So actually, last time you did use this ability. That's why it was 3 purple. Yay. Go ahead.
Okay, so
I applied it. You're good.
and then do I just do that, right?
Wow.
No, that
you
wasn't
didn't roll
right.
Your actual dice.
Yep. No, it's because you did not roll the actual D20 looking image that's adjacent to the skill that you're trying to roll. So you want to go down to the charms. There you go.
You're right. I did the wrong one.
Maggie scared me.
I was like, well,
Now
that's a
look at you and be like,
disaster.
what you say? You asking a lot of questions, lady.
I think.
Oh
Oh,
my God, it's
come
even
in.
worse.
Completely neutral. Just 100%
No, it's a fail. There's no success.
No,
basically.
I get that. It's completely neutral. So you try to
I
convince him.
wasn't trying to convince him of anything. I was just.
Well, yeah, you're just pushing that the agenda that you'd already pushed last night and he already agreed to. You're just trying to like push it a little bit further and trying to get him into. So no benefit or failure comes from this, aside from the fact that your character knows a lot more about this planet than she did prior. So she knows, well, I should say a bit more about Bontoon than she did prior. Sorry, Bunta than she did prior, but she knows a lot more about Turga, to the point where like you actually know like where the sections of the city are, the various sections of the city. You know, of like a couple places where you can avoid. He talked about these things last night as well. Places to avoid, places that you can go to. You know, you heard some things like that, so you can kind of be a bit more of a guide in the city for the group for as long as you guys stay here. So the date finishes up. It's several hours later, so you kind of met in the morning. You're leaving him, say, 5 hours later or so. So it's in the afternoon. And he's kind of like, well, I have to actually go and get some stuff done. You know, don't want to piss off the boss. And leaves, like, tries to head his way from you. But this does it does all culminate to this awkward moment where as he goes to leave you, he does, of course, lean in after a successful date to take a kiss.
Kiss that man! Kiss that man! Kiss that man! With your big furry lips. Big long nose and furry lips.
So he's coming in for a kiss.
Yeah. Do you like lick his cheek? Is that like?
I'm gonna like turn my.
He's so dirty.
So he can give me a kiss on the cheek, and then I'm going to return
On the furry cheek!
on his cheek.
Okay.
So it's like, it's like a, how like people sometimes like do the like kiss on each.
Yep.
He's gonna do that instead. So
Yep.
she's gonna like let him do that, and she does it to him, and then she actually goes and does it to his other cheek.
Okay. So because you're trying to be coy in one way or another, I'm gonna have you roll a deception roll in this one. You're gonna roll a deception roll. In this one.
Just saying from her
Very
perspective,
deceptive. He
Back for
wants,
you.
not being
he
deceptive.
wants
I
the
think
full blown. He wants
This
lip on
man-
lip action, and you're going for the cheek.
This man
maybe
put
that's
his
what
hair
he wants.
back for
I'm
you,
just saying
Maggie.
from your
And cleaned his boots. And cleaned his boots.
And clean his boots. Oh my God! I would have gone home with him. I'm not gonna lie. I would have gone home with him. He would have gotten some that night. So much Wookie Nookie, if you know what I mean. That would have happened.
Oh God. Oh.
From Nareem's perspective, I just want to like put this in perspective.
From her perspective, the
Oh.
man is evil.
First of all, she has like never dated anybody or done anything like that before. This is probably the first time someone has actually kissed her that isn't her family. So, or like gone to kiss her that isn't her family. So think about it like
How old is your character?
she's 17.
Oh shit! All right, never mind.
Oh, this makes it so much creepier.
Yeah, now it's weird. Now me rooting you on is a little. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in. I'm in 100%. Kiss that man. Kiss that man.
So Maggie, with your narration, further explain of a character, I will allow for, once again, you're trying to be charming. You're trying to convince him that you're not being insulting. So I will allow you to roll your charm once again to do this in a non-insulting way. You can continue to have the 2 boost die because the date was so successful and he's so kind of absorbed into it at the moment. It is currently sitting at that 2 purple and a red, unless you choose to downgrade that. That is your call. What do you think?
It's my passive, so.
So it's a passive. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Okay, well then that's where it stands. Why did I only roll 2 purple for you last time? I just gotta pop open your character sheet.
Oh yeah, you didn't put the red in there.
No, I have 3
Passive.
purple written on my character sheet, so
Oh,
maybe
wait, oh, it's 2. Yeah, you're supposed to be 3 purple.
yeah, that's okay.
Well, you can just hit the downgrade button instead of changing the red to a purple. Just hit downgrade 1.
I know, but I fiddle with my dice often enough anyway, so
All right, go ahead.
I play my dice all the time.
Am I good to roll?
You are.
Okay.
And there you go. That's how it went. Oh wow. Okay. So
it was like kinda.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it was a difficult situation for you to not offend him. It wasn't like he's like, oh, the indignation of this. How dare you, blasted female? No, he was like, oh, kind of caught off guard by it. But at the same time, while being caught off guard, he like understands that you have like your boundaries and he respects that. And you can kind of see that he's better understanding where it is that you're kind of coming into this relationship from. And so he's like, okay, like he gets that. And you can see he almost softens a little bit. And he's like, well, I will probably speak to you tonight after I talk to Vashag. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you tomorrow. And makes his way out.
For those who only are
I
listening,
guess before he leaves, she's like also in the same. She's thanks him for the wonderful day and hopes that his work goes well and that she looks forward to talking to him tomorrow or later tonight.
for those who are only listening, there were no successes or failures, just 3 advantages.
Just 3
Yeah,
advantages,
just 3
which 3 advantages is amazing. That would be a critical hit if you were shooting a blaster. But in this situation, you just kind of soften his approach against you, or towards you, I should say, not against. So with that date happening, I have to ask, Sir Wookenshire, you said you were snooping this entire time? That'd be you, Werbo.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of in the background watching, but like, not snooping.
That's so creepy.
No, like I'm making
I
sure
love
he's
it,
not
though.
gonna like hurt you. You're 17 and have your Wookiee friend.
Oh,
Oh, I have a trench coat on and a hat. Oh,
French coat on it.
He's taking
You
pictures.
should do like the walk.
yeah, no. Whenever I sneak between doorways and it goes like when I go.
The best part is the droid just kind of follows behind you at the same pace, no matter what.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, Scoob. Roro, 440. Roro, They just follow you around. Yeah.
So you follow around to the best of your ability. They're obviously on a speed bike, so it makes it a little bit difficult to do every time. But you do follow to the best of your ability and watch. I forget, does Werbo have? I don't think so, because I think you spend every last damn credit on drugs.
I have 137 credits.
Oh, you do. So do you have like binoculars or anything like that too?
No, I'm not like actively spying. I'm just making sure she gets home.
Of course, absolutely. And so
Like, I
you
don't
do,
particularly care about the specifics of what they're doing.
of course.
Just as long as she doesn't end up dead. That's
Okay.
all.
So you do catch from a distance the ending of the encounter and the fact that again, it's too far to see all the details, but you are able to see that things seem to end well and that he hops on a speed bike and heads back towards the place where your ship had landed and is currently
From
being.
his distance, does he think we actually kissed?
Yo.
That's a really good question. Why don't we roll a perception check with
What I perceive to have happened?
perception check to see what you see, to see whether or not you could have seen accurately. I'm gonna have 3 difficulty dice on there for you, and I already have them applied, so you can roll your perception.
Oh, I saw that shit. but I took some strain. I saw it and was like, fuck out. But then I took strain to realize that you guys didn't actually kiss. You just you sort of dodged him a little bit, like pop, and I was like, oh. Right?
Still
like-
popcorn at the screen.
Yeah. I'll take some strain.
Dude, I want some popcorn.
For this whole time while they're on the date, my plan is to find, like, I don't know how it would go about in the Star Wars universe, but like find like a blank disc or something and just like go on the HoloNet and just get like a very brief history of the past 30 years since the war. And I just want to I basically just want to update 420 in his system so that he's not targeting people who are wearing armor as like threats and just shooting them flat out.
So you want to torrent some textbooks? Is that what you're trying to do right now? Or-
I guess.
I mean, you could go about it that way, which
Fuck
is
it, or I could just try and update it like manually.
Well, I was gonna say, well, yeah, that could take a while. You could do either, like you were saying right there, go find a blank drive, go to the HoloNet, and try to upload the information and put that into him. Or you can go and try to find a drive that already has that information on it from maybe a scrap store, like where there's a bunch of parts, and then just kind of purchase that and pop that into the droid and see if.
Yeah, whatever is easier. I'll see if I can do that. And
I mean, I figured that one's a little bit more of a low key thing because you're talking to somebody, you're not like on the net, for where you can be traced because the government's always watching.
I don't know if it's quite that bad in Star Wars, but
Yeah,
I will.
no, I know,
yeah,
I
if it's
know.
easier just to find like a fucking history data disk, just to upload into them, I'll do that.
Sure. So you would make your way over to a shop and let's see. Finding the shop is going to be relatively easy for you.
I'm
Sally,
assuming I'd have 420 come with me if he was willing.
Yeah, 420. Were you hanging out with the Wookiee, following him around as he was trench coat, glasses, and mustached? Fake nose?
I want to hear 420's conversation with Warbo as Warbo's getting ready for that.
I think it would be like.
What's he saying?
Exactly.
What's he saying? What's he saying?
like that. Probably.
Oh, Jesus. So you Mathis, you were able to roll a streetwise check to see if you can find out where it is, like what shop seems like they're less likely to screw you over. Just try to find a place where you can go. You're not familiar with this planet. You're not familiar with anything about it. I'm going to give you 2 difficulty dice for this one, which is
great.
applied now.
Okay.
And you can go and roll your streetwise to see if you can find out the best place to go.
Sweet.
Awesome. That's 2 successes and 1 threat.
Disadvantage. I'll just take the strain.
Yeah. Disadvantage, threat, same thing.
Yeah.
So you take the strain. You take 1 point of strain. You're able to be successful. You actually find a decent shop that has a pretty good supply of things. With 2 successes, you have to find a decent shop with a pretty good supply of things. And the owner of the shop is human, or at least human enough, like a Zabrak or something like that. And so you walk up to you walk into the shop and you kind of just start looking around, looking through things. Eventually, somebody comes up to you and like, "What are you looking for?"
I was on like flying through a data disk with some like history between when the war ended and now.
Like a lot of history. And which war?
The separatists and such.
Oh, that's old.
I know.
Yeah. So you just kind of like, you're looking for just the update of the Empire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can get that for you. Just give me a moment. What kind of droid?
An old one.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like okay. Yeah, I can get that for you. And he goes over and he starts kind of like digging through areas and goes over and finds a couple different types of chips. And he brings them over and he puts them down in front of you and says, "Do any of these kind of what you're looking for?"
I'll like quickly sorting through.
Compatible. So roll me a mechanics check. And this is going to be with 1 difficulty die, which I'm applying right now.
Good.
You are good to go.
2 successes and an advantage.
Awesome. Except that was with 2 difficulty dice still on it. Did you want to roll again? Or are you happy with that one?
I'll take 2. I'll take two successes and an advantage is fine.
Okay. So you're looking through them and you see there's different types of parts in there, but one of the parts that you're actually able to see is surprisingly enough, similar enough in model and everything. So you're pretty sure it'd be fairly well compatible. There's a B2 battle droid chip that's there, and he's telling you this is uploaded with more relevant information for for the galaxy, the Empire's information, so on and so forth. And the B2 battle droids are the ones that kind of fought next to the B1s that are much darker in color, had like the curved, hulky form.
Yep.
One arm was almost like a Metroid arm and blasted.
Yep.
So it's one of those chips right there, and I'm pretty sure this would be compatible. So what do? You point that one out?
Yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, I'll take this one right here.
He's like, all right, no problem. That'll cost you 100 credits.
Okay.
You have 100 credits?
No, I do not. I kind of like have my hair ruffle my hair and I'm like scratching at my temple. I could give you 25 in a mechanic's favor.
Mechanic's favor.
I could fix something of yours.
Looks around the shop and says, I'm a mechanic. Why would I need you?
I'm better. I could be good. I could help you with something. I could speed something up.
Show me something you fixed, and then we'll discuss.
I'm like, again, very fidgety. I just fixed a ship, but it's in port right now.
I'm sure, and I just married the princess of Alderaan, but she's not here at the moment.
I mean, he looks down. He's like, well, Alderaan blew up 30-some a few years ago. At this point, I mean,
No, it didn't.
Alderaan?
Yeah, it didn't blow up.
They blew up Alderaan in episode 4?
They blew up Alderaan in episode 4.
We're between 4 and 5.
I've already stated that the Death Star is not a known entity as of right now.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Oh
wouldn't know.
shit!
Yeah.
Damn it!
Yeah,
What
we
did-
apparently
Really?
don't
Spoiler
know
alert!
that
I
happened.
know, right? Crap.
No.
That did happen, but we don't know that.
Gotcha. Damn it.
Yeah. He did say that before.
Yeah, I just forgot. That's fine. Damn, I can. Well, I mean, I can't show. You know what? No, I can show you the droid I fixed. Though, that's what this. Hold on. Save this. I'll go get him. I'll be back.
Be careful, it's flying off the shelves.
And I will rush out and find 420.
And after a period of time, you eventually come across him. So you approach 420.
420, come with me. I need you for something.
What do you need?
I want to update your systems.
To what?
I already told you.
To what?
I want to fill in the gap of when you were shut down into now.
Okay, Roger.
So I'll drag him in and bring him into the shop.
Okay, so you bring him into the shop, and he sees that thing, and he just starts laughing. He's just kind of like going about his business. He sees this thing, and he just bursts out laughing, and he quite heartily. And he's after like a minute or so of like banging the desk and like various parts, kind of like jumping on the desk or falling off or whatever. He finally kind of gathers himself together, and he's like, "Oh, I see why you're gonna need the update. A B1 battle droid? So what, this thing still thinks a separatist war is going on?"
And I'm like, I aim my gun up at him.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, why is he laughing?
Oh, that's cute. It wants to blast, but we all know that those things are terrible.
No. He's heavily modified. I've seen him shoot.
And he kind of like looks at it and looks at you, and he's a bit skeptical. And he's like, you can see the gears turning in his head, and he's like, okay, well, he did get this piece of shit up and running. Okay, so it's working. He's like, you say he can shoot. All right, let's bring him to the range. And kind of like leads you guys out to a back area where you can see like he has a few different like targets and whatnot set up where he has his own weapon sitting there. You imagine he does it as a pastime, or he uses it as a way to show prospective buyers the quality of his equipment before they purchase it. So he just kind of points out at the targets and says, "Well, do your worst." And at that, why don't you, Krendor, make 2 or 3 attack rolls to see how good you are hitting these targets. And so with the targets, do you want, say, like easy ones that are kind of up close and exposed, far ones that are like medium to very far away? Do you want targets that happen to have like little things in front of it, obstacles? More or less, what difficulty dice would you like to roll against?
I'll take a nice medium.
Medium. So we're just going to go with 2 difficulty dice and no obstacles. And at any point in time, you're welcome to roll.
All right.
Remember how to roll that on your character sheet?
Which one do I pick again? Is it the ranged heavy?
So if you go into combat, which I just changed the paper for you, you see right there it says damage, critical, and all that. I'm pretty sure if you roll that d20 right there, it'll do exactly what you want for you. Right underneath the word weapons, in between critical and combat.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Pretty sure that'll do it. And it did. Perfect. So we have a failure, but an advantage.
This is the word I'd use.
Oh man, considering how like you've crushed everything you've shot at prior to this. Oh, man, this is so
It's a lot of pressure, okay, Scott? He's
Yeah.
not ready for it.
Yeah.
How many? You had him roll against 4 difficulty?
Oh, whoa, that's weird. Oh, do you have 2 difficulties set on your character? Is that why?
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 difficulties set on your character. Oh,
Try
that's-
again.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, I just saw 4 purple die, and I'm like, come on. No way, man. I repaired this guy. I want at least some good shit.
Okay. Re-roll, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
4
Yeah, so
successes.
it's just like blasted, then blasted his blast to spin it midair, like style. Yes, right. I refracted light off light. So you, with 4 successes, it is a perfect shot, a perfect bullseye for the easy target. You hit it, no problem, greatest of ease, clean shot. And so he's impressed. He's like, all right, hit a harder one. That was the easy one. You want to go for a little bit further or obstacles?
Let's go for the harder one.
So just further, or
Yeah, it's further
Okay,
back.
so I'm throwing a 3rd difficulty die on you, and you're welcome to roll whenever you like.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Jesus, man.
2 successes and a triumph.
I can't.
Okay.
Too you know what? He's too powerful.
He's getting that upgrade. He's getting that upgrade.
Oh man. So
Oh,
with that, just how you blast the thing, you actually kind of like fiddle with your gun for a moment. You take aim and you blast it, and it's a perfect bullseye. And this guy's jaw just drops. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" And as you turn back and you're like, Roger, you kind of like your arm never changed the position from where it was aiming, and you blast again through the hole that you had already put into the thing there. And his mind is blown. This is the most ridiculous display of targeting he's seen. A freaking triumph. So he's like, yeah. The chip's yours. 25 credits, definitely. You need a workbench?
That'd be great.
Yeah, let me show you over here. I get something you can work on. And he, goes over to a workbench and just kind of like wipes stuff off the workbench, so it just kind of all flops on the floor. And he's like, "Okay, here's the bench, and actually you're fixing that." And he points at the stuff that he just wiped onto the floor. And he's like,
All right.
Can you get that? Can you get that up and running for me? And the whole time that he's talking to you, he's like off and on staring at the B1 battle droid and just like how amazing it is. Like, holy shit, this thing just did what? So
After laughing at it,
Yeah.
just
it's a big
Should have
turnaround.
killed him.
Yeah, you could have just blasted him and you'd be dead and we'd have a shop.
Yeah.
yeah, you could have the whole shop to yourself. Right?
So yeah, I'll get to work and start fiddling with whatever it is he wants me to fix and try and get that fixed up.
So it is another speed bike that he's having you just kind of like the pull apart, put together, fix so it's up and running.
Yeah.
Put the whole thing together. It will take you some time to finish this thing. It's not like it's going to be like, 2 hours later. You're
Can I
done.
update his systems first then? Get that shit done first?
You're welcome to do so. And also, we got to see what 420 is going to do afterwards. So to update his system, why don't you roll for me a mechanics check, unless 420 gives you a little lip first.
He's gonna give me a lip? For what?
Well, you're about to start putting stuff inside.
I'm gonna ask permission first. Like, I actually treat him very politely. Like, 420, I have the update. Do you mind if I pop open your systems and get it done?
Roger.
All right, I'll do that then. Yeah,
Roll me your mechanics check. You've this is rather routine, and you've worked on him several times beforehand.
Okay.
So it's going to be
Failure.
No.
one difficulty die. Hold on, but I'm going to use a dark side point to see if anything interesting.
Yeah, failure.
So we're
Failure.
upgrading one of those.
You good? You ready?
Hold on, and you're good to go.
2
Oh,
successes
come
and 2
on.
advantages.
2 successes
Mechanics
and
is like the only thing I'm good at. It takes a lot to screw me. So it was
Okay.
very routine, very easy.
So, yep, it was very routine, very easy. You upload the B2 battle droids chip inside of him, no problem with a lot of updated information of stuff that happens throughout the galaxy since. And so we're going to use this as a way to explain mechanically why it is that he has that lore of one, which is like, whoo, that whole one green die of lore. But it will be more relevant information. But I think what else you were able to do inside there is while you're hooking this thing up and plugging it in, you're able to kind of fiddle around with some of the circuits that were in there too, and make a little bit of room. Like, oh, while I'm updating here, actually these can be rehoused in a way that's a little bit more efficient and allow for more room for more updates in the future. And you're just kind of like more or less playing around with the tower of your computer and configuring it to have more space.
Wire management.
Wire management. There you go.
Zip ties and all.
So you update him, and so he was well, let's say powered on during this initial part of the update, but after so a little bit of whoops and whining, imagine you power him down and power him back up. So Krendor, you are being powered back up with a whole slew of new information to you of things that have happened since then. Now, this information can easily be supplemented by what you yourself know, Krendor, that happened after episode 3 and before episode 4. Do you know what happened?
Now I know the movies. That's about it.
Like Jesse was just like, what?
I was hoping he would say things that he would not know, like never know.
It's like when Darth Sidious
You
controlled
wouldn't know that.
the great warriors of the Sith.
You wouldn't know that either.
Just like Darth Vader.
You basically have like the
You know
Empire.
who Darth Vader is.
You basically have like the Empire's spin on what happened in history. So like,
Yeah,
you know,
Emperor.
very
It
tailored
is
history.
an imperial telling of the story. So with the imperial telling of the story, it is your memory is a bit apologist to the imperial to the Empire, sorry, and it does give you a bit of like a skeptical understanding of those that stand against the Empire and the rebellion. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go start blasting you rebel scum, you know, but you do have a bit of an apologist telling of the story in your mind for you to calculate as your character would.
So,
What-
like
what
the
year
Empire isn't all that bad.
The
What
Empire
year
is
is
not
it,
that
by the
bad.
way?
It is bringing a lasting peace to the galaxy, and it's going to push all the races in the galaxy forward to a new era of
Prosperity.
innovation and construction and prosperity. So this is a very good thing that the Empire took over. It's one of those like, well, we can all have our own flags, but then we're just going to be burning each other's flags. But we can all have one flag and just kind of be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What year is it technically?
It is 0 BBY, so it is sometime during episode 4, if not after episode 4, because just the kind of like the way that the movies play out. Episode 4 ends with 0 BBY. I think one of the last things that happened in that year is the presentation of the medals and whatnot to Chewie and Han and all of them. It's kind of like one of the end of the year. That's what happens.
Chewie was stinted. He didn't get a medal.
All right, yeah, no, I just was curious based on what we would know because we may know there's rebels, but we don't know. No,
Just
like the
before or
Empire.
after.
The Empire wouldn't like a record wouldn't say like there's rebels out there. They're bad people. That wouldn't even be like addressed. I don't think.
No, that would not be addressed. What I'm saying is that because it's so apologist to the Empire, that if there are rebels, that that you would be more skeptical of them and their questioning of the Empire, as opposed like it's just one of those things. Like the Empire said, it's true. It's probably true. Like,
Yeah.
is there a reason for them to lie to us? But at that, we have actually been going for
An hour, yeah.
an hour, so we can take our first break and we come back with Mathis rolling his mechanics check to see how useful he was to this guy.
Incredibly.
Most
Womp rat.
epic cliffhanger.
And yeah, 420 is going to go out and do womp rat shooting. We'll grab a drink. We'll be back in about 5 or so minutes. We'll see you in a minute.
I can shoot a womp rat. I can take out a Death Star.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.